it's not your typical museum exhibit. Here at the Oaklands Mansion in Murfreesboro, you can see as many as 60 wedding gowns from different periods of time. One wedding dress here actually dates back to 1847.
The wedding dresses exhibit started 3 years ago. We had a board member, Miss Polly Ridley, who had just passed, and we had spent a lot of time with her, had been to visit her house, and seen her wedding picture hanging on the wall, and it was just beautiful. And we thought maybe a way to pay tribute and honor to her and to show some more dresses would be to request her dress to put on exhibit. And the winter months with museums tend to be a little slower. People aren't traveling, and we wanted a way to get our local visitors in the door. So we picked January and February, and we thought, well, if we get 6 or 8 dresses, we can put them in Manny Hall, and when people are here, they can come in and look at them. And we ended up with 25 dresses. We did not get Mrs. Ridley's. They don't have it any longer. But we've done it in her honor, and I think that she would be very pleased.
And so all of these dresses are donated just for the couple of months by people who live here in Rutherford County?
They are on loan from ladies across the country, mainly in our community or ties to our community. But there are some that have lived here and then moved away, and they have still kept in contact with us and shared their dresses or their family dresses of moms or grandmothers that lived in our area.
And so how many do you have now?
This year we have got almost 60 garments, all dresses except for one man's suit. The suits are hard to come by because especially in today you rent tuxedos, and in the years past the men wore the suit that they wore to work and wore to church, so they didn't save it and keep it. But we are lucky this year to have a suit from 1955.
What is the oldest wedding dress that you have?
The oldest dress is from 1847, and it was worn again in 1907. And the way they've been able to trace it back, the grandmother of the lady who owns it wore it in 1907, and they found a newspaper article saying that the dress had been worn 60 years earlier, and they were able to trace back the lineage of the dress and who wore it in 1847.
How amazing is it that it's still in good shape?
It's in wonderful shape. They've taken good care of it, and it's just a real showpiece that you can come and see how tiny and how short and all the work that went into it.
And of course, and that's not the only one that's pretty old, is it?
We go from 1847, and then we have 2 from the 1860s, which in our time period here at Oaklands, that's when we're talking about pre-Civil War and Civil War. And so that hits home for us as far as things that were going on here in the mansion. We have one 1860s on loan from the MTSU Textiles Collection, and one that is on loan, it's 1864, from a private collection out of Georgia, the P&J-W Collection, and they're both stunning.
And you have them all the way up until 2013, I think you said.
We have a 2014, so we have a newlywed that's on exhibit.
Talk about that dress and maybe how it's changed from 1847 to 2014. What are some of the differences?
Well, it's really interesting. They're fairly close by in the exhibit, and when you look at them, you can look at the fullness of the skirts and how they're gathered at the waist. It's very similar, and even the little sleeve designs are very similar. So it's just one of those decades that shows how things that were in style come back around.
And what is the reaction like from the local community when they come in here and they see this for the first time, or maybe the 4th time since this is the 4th year?
Well, it is the 4th year, but it's all new dresses. The dresses that are on loan from people in the community and around us are all new. The only ones that are repeats are the ones that we own. Oaklands has a small collection of older gowns that we do put out each year. But all of the others are new. They've been just unboxed and unbagged and dug out from underneath beds in the back of closets and opened up for the first time, some since they were sealed.
You said some of these dresses are donated from ladies from across the country. How did they even know about this in the first place to be able to donate them for a couple of months?
Well, they're on loan for the 8-week exhibit, and some of them, they might have ties here to the area, or we've had them from New York. We've got one that was worn in Canada, but the descendants of them live here in Rutherford County. So they just make their way back to us.
Have you noticed you have some new brides come in each year, maybe to get ideas from current wedding dresses?
We do. We have a lot of people who get engaged at Christmas are looking for venues for their wedding and also at Valentine's because the exhibit is still up on Valentine's. And so they are coming in and looking for a spot to have their wedding. And this is a great opportunity to show it off, and then they get to see the dresses, and you'll see them taking pictures of different aspects of the dresses, whether it's the tops or the bottoms or the backs, of things that they might want to piece together. And we have a unique opportunity this year that we are going to open the mansion parlor on Valentine's and let small weddings take place. And so we're excited to actually get some people in and have some ceremonies take place in the mansion.
That's awesome. How much hard work is involved in getting this? I mean, does it take more than just a month or two to get this prepared?
It does. It's a labor of love. We really work on it year round. We are full this year, but as we started to publicize the exhibit opening, we're starting to get calls of people who want their dresses or their family dresses for next year. So we already have a list started for next year, and we'll work on it all year long. We start getting the dresses in November, and because Christmas is a busy time of year to try to get your treasures over here. And then we have 2 weeks of setup time built in, and it takes every minute.
A lot of hard work, but it sounds like you have a lot of fun with it as well.
We do. We really enjoy it. And when we're opening the boxes and the bags, we're in here and it's like Christmas. And we, every time you open one, oh, this is my favorite. And you get to the next one, oh, no, this is my favorite. Because they're all so unique and they all have personalities. And we have the opportunity to meet the brides when they drop them off. And we sit down and try to get an oral history with them, a story. And so we get the bride's personality too. So when the two meet, it's really neat.
What's the best part about this for you?
I really think the best part of this exhibit, and we kind of learned this after the first year, is that this is an outreach to our community. These are people who live around us, our neighbors, and our supporters, who come, who not only are sharing their dresses, but are also coming to view and reminisce about the churches where the brides got married or the department stores where they bought their dresses. And so this is a way for us to really communicate and get to know the people who help us.
The wedding dress exhibit at the Oaklands Mansion in Murfreesboro is open now through March 8th. Admission is $8. The address is 900 North Manny Avenue in Murfreesboro. Reporting in Rutherford County, Barry Hyatt, NCTV.